What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 90, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. Today's episode will be my running back stardom sit-em, all matchups here for week 6. Now, you have 4 teams on a bye, so make sure those running backs are out of your roster, guys. Before we dive into it here, make sure you smash that like, make sure you smash that subscription, turn that bell on. All the support helps me out more than you guys would know. And if you guys want to check out my rankings, the entire week rankings are out. Even kickers and defense. I drop quarterback stardom sit-ems. I don't know if I'm going to get to wide receivers and tight ends tonight. I think I'll do that tomorrow before kickoff to get that to you guys. And let's dive into it here, man. All right, guys, so if you're new to the channel, this is my running back board here for the stardom sit-ems here. The black box at the top is always the away team. The bottom team is always the home team. And as always, guys, I got to throw a shout out to my guy, Big Draft Energy, who gives me tons of research behind the scenes. I will drop. This will be his YouTube as well. If you guys just want to go click it, smash my guy's subscription, helps me out a ton. He's a co-host on my show, everything else like that. But I'm going to be using his tweets that he sent. So here's what we're looking at here. So this is what you want to screenshot. If you are a prize pick better, best ball, DFS, whatever it is, this is the information also to help you rank and see who you want to play this week. That's amazing information behind the scenes. So Big Draft Energy right here. Big Drafters headquarters is his Twitter. And smash him a follow on there. My guy's an absolute genius. So this is most advantageous week 6 matchups for rushing TDs. So these are the top 10 defenses that have allowed the most rushing touchdowns on the season. So you guys see why I'm so high on Bijan Robinson this week right here. The Carolina Panthers is an absolute smash play. And when I'm looking at number 7, we don't know about Joe Mixon. He didn't even practice today, so pay attention for that for Joe Mixon. That's the only update really there. Heading on to the next one here, this is going to be rushing yards. So this is the defense that have given up the most rushing yards, the top 10 right here per matchup based right here. So Josh Jacobs has a smash play. Bijan again, number 2 here. This is why I'm so high on Bijan Robinson this week. So screenshot all these if you want. This is going to be receiving yards for running backs. So these are the top 10 defenses that give up the most receiving yards to a running back. So smash play this week is going to be Breece Hall in the receiving game. Supposedly, however, Breece Hall and the new coaching staff works out. Another one I notice on here is Chase Brown, New York Giants. That's another one of my sleeper plays this week. We'll get to that here right now. Not sleeper, but smash start. Now, heading into Thursday night football, my 49ers need a big road win here tomorrow, man. We head into Seattle this week. Seattle coming off a brutal loss to the New York Giants last week without Malik Neighbors, so that was kind of interesting there as well. Now, CMC, we're getting a little update here. So we got a little update that they're starting to ramp him up finally after all this weird, Achilles stuff all season long. So maybe time to start thinking about moving Jordan Mason, but he's not going to be out there this week. Jordan Mason is going to be a smash start this week versus the Seahawks. Tyrone Tracy just ran for 127 against him. That's Tyrone Tracy. That's not even the 49ers line or the 49ers offense. Now, Seattle Seahawks defense ranks 18th versus the running back, giving up 22.4 points per game. They rank 19th in the red zone, so high touchdown upside in the red zone here for Jordan Mason as well. And they give up 110 yards to the running back position. I am absolutely smashing Jordan Mason this week in every lineup I have him in. Now, heading down to the Seattle side here, Kenneth Walker, weird game last week. Game kind of got away from him. They went more receiving style, but if you watched James Conner last week against the 49ers, he just rushed for 86 yards on us, so it can be done. And now we have Hufanga out as well in the secondary, which that hurts. And the San Francisco 49ers defense ranks 16th. We give up 21.4 points a game at the running back position, 6.7 in the red zone. So high touchdown upside for K9 in the red zone as well. And 86 yards on the ground. Now, if this becomes a Geno Smith pass game again, you saw that Kenneth Walker still thrives in the pass game. He's one of my favorite running backs to watch. I cannot wait for this game tomorrow. My Niners better win this game. I'm smashing Jordan Mason and Kenneth Walker as both starts this week. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are headed into the Superdome, and this one is just getting tough, man, with Rachaad White and Bucky Irving splitting time now. I mean, you saw it last week. Rachaad White barely busted a 50-yarder. Besides that one, it would have been an ugly game. Bucky Irving with the fumble. Now you get the New Orleans Saints defense here, so it kind of sucks for like Rachaad White drafters that took him very high in the drafts, 3rd or 4th round, because now you're losing all that production. The Saints rank 13th versus the running back, giving up 20.7. They rank top 10 at number 9 in the red zone, and they give up 89.8 yards per game. Not a good play to be here for either one of them, but I get it if you have a bye or you have injuries and you need to throw them in there as a flex play. I do not like it as a running back 2 this week for either one of them. I have them strictly as flex plays as yellow, not a smash green at all. Heading to the Alvin Kamara side here. They're going to get Kendre Miller back, possibly. I don't have his name on there. I'll have him on there next week. He's been on IR for 4 weeks. Looks like he might come back, practice in full last week at the end of the week. We'll see. He's always injured all the time. On the Alvin Kamara side, he's running back 1 in PPR overall right now. I don't care if Derek Carr is hurt, if you have Spencer Rattler, if you have Jake Haener, the dump-offs, maybe even more from a first-time starter, and you get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, who is absolutely beatable by any means necessary, pass or run. They're weak in both categories. So versus the run, they're 21st, give out 23.5. They rank 16th in the red zone versus the run. They give up 85 yards a game, and they give up tons of receiving work to the running back as well. That's where Alvin Kamara thrives. Alvin Kamara is always going to be a smash starter if he's out there healthy, no matter what, either way. But on the Bucs side, again, I don't like either one of them as a smash start. They're both decent flex plays, if that. The Carolina Panthers and the Red Rifle Andy Dalton are hosting the red-hot Atlanta Falcons this week. And guys, it is Bijan Robinson week. And let me show you why. This is one of my own tweets. I usually don't put my own tweets on here, but I didn't find anything else that I like better than this. So if you want to check out my Twitter too as well, it's the same name. My mind is a weapon fantasy football. This is why I love Bijan Robinson and everything. DFS, pick'ems, no matter what it is this week, you smash this guy in your lineup, okay? Carolina Panthers versus the running back in 2024 ranked 23rd. They ranked 27th in the red zone. They give up 147.2 yards just to the running back position. Now, if I'm looking at week 1, Kamara with 22 points. Week 2, J.K. Dobbins with 22 points. Week 3, Madison and Zamir Ugly Raiders combined for 16.5 still. Then I go to week 4, Chase Brown and Zach Moss both drop 20 a pop, or 23 and 17 to 18. They combine for 40. Then we go week 5, DeAndre Swift pops 21. Roshan Johnson puts up 15 with it. They go for 35 points. Guys, that is a 27.22 points per game, worst in the NFL in fantasy points for the running back position. Fire up Bijan Robinson this week. It's going to be the explosion week. I like him in everything. DFS, pick'ems, every single thing there is. Now, heading into it here. I'm pulling back up here as I'm going through it. You could even possibly flex Tyler Algier. I'm going to keep him in red because I feel like the heat is on now about the Bijan nonsense. They're just going to feed Bijan like a freak in this game. Heading to the Chuba Hubbard side. Before we talk about Chuba and how impressive he has been, I have to talk about Jonathan Brooks here. Jonathan Brooks' window may be coming here soon to open him up off the pup. We may get to see him for the first time since his rookie days in Texas with his ACL injury. So good news on that front. But, I mean, are they really even going to play him if Chuba looks this good? That's what I'm scared about right now. Chuba has just been absolutely lights out since Andy Dalton has been there. I mean, 27 points, 22 points, 15.5 points. He only had 13 carries last game, but he averaged 7.46. The game before that, he averaged 6. The game before that, he averaged 5.5. He's on a tear, guys. So, I mean, you get the Atlanta Falcons this week. Like I've been saying, the Atlanta Falcons defense is very good, guys. Versus the run, they're number 6. So, tough matchup here versus the run. They allow 18.4. And in the red zone, they're number 5. Those two safeties, Simmons and Bates, they press up. The running back is in big trouble. They give up 97.8 yards per game with a stingy up in the red zone against the running back. So even though I don't like the matchup, I'm not going to doubt Chuba Hubbard again. I don't really like him as a strong RB2, but definitely a flex play because the matchup is rough. But I mean, he's just been balling. I've been wrong about him last week, so I'm not going to bench him this week. And probably when I say I should bench him, he's probably going to play bad. But I mean, he's balling right now. I can't do it. You got to start him. The New York Giants and Danny Dimes, who just upset the Seahawks, are now hosting the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 1-4, and the Bengals need to win this game really bad, guys. Now, interesting enough here, again, I do not have the information yet. Zach Moss did not practice today. He came down with that high ankle sprain, supposedly high ankle sprain, and somehow he's ready to go, which I'm just not buying. I think he's going to miss week 6. That's week 6. That's why I have him in red. So make sure you check the injury updates on him. But I wouldn't even care if he's out there. I'm starting Chase Brown over him either way. Chase Brown has looked like the more explosive running back. He is the better running back. He's the better pass-catching running back. They should have known this from the start of camp. I mean, Zach Moss has still looked decent, but he just doesn't have that burst. Now, you're going up against the New York Giants, and these numbers are going to look decent, right? I'm going to look at their defense against the run is 14th. They give up 21 points to the game position. They're 10th in the red zone. They get really, really tough down low in between the red zone numbers there. And 84.8 yards per game to the running back position. But Kayvon Thibodeau Their star is out for about 2 to 3 weeks here. That is going to open up the rushing lanes even more. Chase Brown is one of my favorite smash starts. I will get to him as a smash start. I'll dive into more information in my video probably on Friday morning on that one. Now, the New York Giants side, we're going to talk about my guy called Tyrone Tracy, who I was pumping up all year long. You got to see him finally. The world got to see how good he is, 127 yards. But the problem is Dayball loves Singletary, man. Now, I know Singletary practiced today, and it looks like he's going to be out there. So I do think Tyrone has earned, some snap share here, at least a little bit. But I know how much Dayball likes Singletary. He's still going to leave him as a starter. So if Singletary's back out there healthy, I'm not starting Tyrone Tracy. But if Singletary somehow misses the game, which I don't think so because he's practicing this early in the week, I'm smash starting Tyrone in this game. You get the Cincinnati Bengals. They rank 20th versus the run, 23.1 points per game to the position. They rank 21st in the red zone as well. So awful. High touchdown upside for either running back, whoever's out there. And 113 yards to the running back position. I mean, the Bengals defense cannot stop anybody through the air, through the ground. That's why they had to do a 40-point game with the Ravens last week and just thrash out Jamar Chase and go nuts for points. They can't stop anybody. So if you have anybody going up against the Bengals, you start them all. If you have Neighbors in this game, smash start. If Neighbors isn't out there, Wandale might still be a smash start. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game on Sunday Night Football. And I'm okay starting Devin Singletary and Chase Brown, although I really want to see my guy Tracy out there. The Pittsburgh Steelers are headed into the Raiders of Las Vegas. And I don't really know what I like from this game here, guys. This is going to be a tough one for me. I'm going to start with the Raiders first here. Antonio Pierce cannot figure it out at running back. Zamir White had the groin injury last week. Alexander Mattison looked terrible as the main guy, which he always does. If you ever notice in football, Alexander Mattison always does better as a sprinkle-in running back. Whenever he's the main guy, nothing ever production happens. Look at Minnesota last year. Look at the game with the Raiders. I'm not saying the Raiders are a stacked offensive line to help him or anything, but he's just not that type of running back. And when I'm looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, guys, they rank 4th against the run. They rank 3rd in the red zone, and they give up 77 yards a game. I don't like touching any of these. Raiders should be quick through this one. All sit on this side. So, heading to the Steelers side here, Najee Harris just hasn't produced at all. I mean, he's minimal floor every single game. We haven't seen his ceiling. He hasn't even found the end zone. He's had all these good matchups. He gets another good matchup here. Like, I'm willing to ride it one more time, and I'll break down why after we talk about the Raiders here. And Jaylen Warren was back at practice today, so good sign there as well. But the Las Vegas Raiders currently ranked 28th, giving up 26.7 points per game at the running back position, 7.7 in the red zone. They ranked 27th, so big touchdown upside for Najee again, which he's had like 3 weeks in a row with great matchups and hasn't done anything. And they give up 108.2 yards per game on the ground. Now, you have the Raiders who have no Devontae Adams. They don't have their quarterback even named for the week yet with how bad they've been. Their defense is beat up. They just lost Wilkins for the season, a high free agent they paid tons of money to. I mean, this team is an absolute shambles. It's Max Crosby by himself out there, and I love Mad Max, but I'm still going to put Najee as a start with everything that's going on with the Raiders. This has to be like one of those Najee games. I don't love it as like a strong RB2, I would say, low-end RB2 flex play, but the matchup is great, and Jaylen Warren being back, he could be a low-end flex play. You know, Arthur Smith like to double it up there. And it's just going to be one of those weird games. Najee's too hard to judge right now with how he's playing. All the matchups are great, and he hasn't done anything. I'm going to ride it one more time with him, and I'll say Jaylen Warren's a possible flex play. One of the high-flying scoring games of the week, the Detroit Lions are headed into Jerry's world. This game's at 52 points over under. The points are going to be flying all over the place. I won them all here, except for one player. So Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, guys, are just 16 to 17 point fantasy averages a game. Both top 10 running backs, number 1 offensive line. You're going to start them both every game no matter what the matchup is because David Montgomery is probably going to get the goal line work for a touchdown. And Gibbs is always that exploding running back, man. He looks so damn good in space. It's absolutely crazy. Now, they get the Dallas Cowboys. So let's rewind it 2 weeks ago when the Dallas Cowboys were fully healthy. Their defense ranked 32nd versus the run. Now, their defense has gotten better over the past 2 games, even with the injury of Micah Parsons and Lawrence that are out, and you have Bland still on IR, and Diggs looks slow. But now you get the Detroit Lions. This is a different beast. You are not playing the New York Giants. This is going to be a totally different animal here. I love both these guys as a start either way. The matchup is even better for the Lions. And on the Dallas Cowboys side, this is where fantasy weeks are won and lost right here. It's just like I said with Deontay Johnson last week as an example. So Deontay Johnson popped off for 20 points twice, and everyone's going to think, oh my God, he's on fire. I got to start him again. And then he gets a terrible matchup with the Bears, and I say, you must sit Deontay Johnson. I hope like you guys listen, and he scores 4 points. This is where we're at right here. Rico Dowdle just had a monster game, got the receiving touchdown in the end zone to have a big day. Now you get the Detroit Lions. So in your roster, you're going to think, oh my God, he scored 20 points. This is like the fantasy 101 rookie mistake right here. You're going to start Rico Dowdle because you got 20 last week. And I'm telling you right now, he's playing the Detroit Lions. They are third versus the run. They are 12th in the red zone. So kind of a touchdown upside there, but not a lot. And guys, they give up 58 yards a game to the running back position. Not a good play for Rico Dowdle here this week. And people are going to start him because he had a big week last week. That's what I'm trying to tell you right here. I said it last week with Deontay Johnson. I hope you listen with Rico Dowdle this week. I do not like him as a start, and I'm always starting the Lions. The future starts now for Drake May. Finally named as a starter, the Houston Texans are headed into the New England Patriots this week. And Joe Mixon, it's got to be out there this week, right? So I know he didn't even practice today. I saw the update. But this is they updated this as a multiple week injury when he went down, and this man still hasn't even practiced. And I know that they're winning games, and maybe they can hold him out because they're winning games and he's older. But it's just the injuries this year have been so confusing to me that all the updates are way off. I mean, he was out in week 2 in the second quarter against Chicago. They said possible 1 to 2 week injury. Now we're heading into week 6, and he still hasn't even practiced yet. I think he's going to be out there this week. Of course, if he is not, and Dameon Pierce makes it back, I would put Dameon Pierce in green as a start. Cam Akers is done. They're done with the experiment. It does not look good. Now, when you're the Houston Texans, you're playing against a rookie quarterback too. So they're probably going to feast. They're going to smell blood in the water. They're going to get an early lead, and they're going to pound the run. And the New England Patriots, this is where they struggle, is the run. They rank 22nd versus the run, giving up 24 points a game. They rank 20th in the red zone, and they give up 103 yards of position a game. So either one of these running backs is out there. I mean, Cam Akers could be a decent flex play if they're both out there, but I don't like it. I mean, he just hasn't, I don't know, he's not that guy that could run between the tackles. He doesn't look like that anymore with all the Achilles injuries. But if Joe Mixon or Dameon Pierce get this full start, they are smash running back twos for me in a very plus matchup, whether it be a head pounding the clock out versus Drake May. Now, heading to the Patriots side, this is a no. I try to tell you, if Ramondre Stevenson pops off like he did last week, you sell now. The schedule going ahead is absolutely insanely brutal for the Patriots. Ram got his, demotion, and Antonio Gibson got the start, and all of a sudden that lit a fire under Ram, and he came out and dropped 17 points against the Dolphins. Now you get Houston, Jacksonville, then the Jets, then Tennessee, then Chicago, then the Rams. It's going to be a tough stretch here for Ram with a rookie quarterback. But maybe Drake May comes out. Maybe Drake May opens up the offense because Jacoby Brissett has looked absolutely terrible. But here's the Houston Texans, guys. They rank 7th versus the run. They rank 17th in the red zone. So there is a little, difference between their running defense versus the red zone. So they open up a little bit there. And they give 85 yards a game. And the Patriots are in shambles, man. Gerard Mayo, this whole system is just shot. When you lose to Tyler Huntley, you just don't like it. And, man, they need to start making some moves, man. But it's the NFL. I can't control that. And I would start making moves if I was them. But we'll see how it plays out. But I do not like Ram this week versus the Texans. The all-systems green game is here. The Green Bay Packers are going to be hosting the Arizona Cardinals in a possible another 50-point game over-under spread shootout game here. Now, James Conner, always going to be a start for me. Right now, he's running back 10 on the season, absolutely balling everyone in there. Trey Benson and all these rookies are going to come in and take their jobs. Stop that. Marshawn Lloyd's another one of those guys who was on that list. Not going to happen. He's been injury riddled as well. He might be back off IR this week, but nothing but handcuffs for this entire rookie class, guys. Now, heading to the Arizona Cardinals here. They're playing the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers versus the runner, middle of the pack. They rank 17th, giving up 22. They rank 25th in the red zone. So high touchdown upside for James Conner's big body in the red zone. And they give up 92 yards a game, and he just rushed for 86 against the 49ers. James Conner is going to be an absolute solid start this week. On to the Packers side, Josh Jacobs now gets the Arizona Cardinals here, guys. This should be, you just watched Jordan Mason. You've watched every team run them over. Their defense is not good in any way, shape, or form, no matter what it is. And Josh Jacobs last week had 15, 16 points. He still hasn't hit his ceiling, man. He had that big game against the Colts with 150 yards, no touchdown there. So he finally found the end zone last week, but I'm very worried about. I need to see Josh Jacobs explode here. And when you get the Arizona Cardinals defense, who ranked 25th, giving up 25.2 points per game, they ranked 23rd in the red zone. They have 123 yards on the ground. I want like an 18 to 20 point game from Josh Jacobs here. He's still a solid, low end RB1, high end RB2. I just want to see that big game pop, man. But I like both these running backs as smash starts in a very high scoring game coming here. The 3-game win streak Denver Broncos are hosting the LA Chargers this week, guys. And J.K. Dobbins is going to be a smash start for me. Gus Edwards should be on your waiver wires. Now, I know J.K.'s had 2 kind of slow games in a row after the big pop games here at the beginning. And the Denver Broncos defense has gotten better. They rank 10th versus the run. They rank 7th in the red zone, so top 10 in both categories. They give up 88 yards to the running back position. But why I like this to be a smash play for J.K. Dobbins is not just because the defense of the Broncos has gotten better. It's because I think this is one of those games where it's going to be run, field goal, run, field goal. Very tight, close division game with a lot of work. So J.K. Dobbins is one of my smash starts this week, even though the matchup doesn't look good on paper. Heading to the Broncos side, Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin are both going to be sits for me. The LA Chargers, as well as Denver, is a top 10 defense in both categories. They're 9th versus the run, allowing 19 points, and they're 4th in the red zone. Very, very tough to score on in the red zone, and they give up 86 yards to the position. And I just don't like the way it's looked. I know they got their wins, but that's mainly because the defense is playing lights out. You saw Patrick Surtain take a pick six, 100 yards to help them win that game. And I just don't like the Broncos' run game offense. I haven't liked it all year. I know Javonte's been decent, but not against a top defense like this, especially fresh off the bye. They're getting a little healthier here, and I don't like Javonte Williams or Jaleel this week. Monday Night Football. The fired Robert Saleh and the Jets are hosting the Buffalo Bills. Bills coming off a weird loss to the Texans with Josh Allen and his concussion there. Now, Nathaniel Hackett lost the play calling job duty before Robert Saleh was even fired, so we don't know what's going on there. But this has got to be the Breece Hall get-right game. This should be the absolute smash game here. No matter how it's played, no matter how it looks, the Buffalo Bills guys rank last versus the running back position, giving them 33.1 points per game. They rank 28th in the red zone, and they rank 108.6. And if you saw the beginning of my video, they allow the most receiving yards to the running back position. This is where Breece Hall thrives, right? So come on, Breece. I expect a smash game out of Breece Hall here, 100%. To the James Cook side, I know he's got a little injury right now. Popped up today randomly. Wasn't from the game. Something to do with his toe. So pay attention to that. I think he's going to be out there. If he's not, Ray Davis would be yellow for me. So again, this is recorded on Wednesday, so I don't know that yet. But the New York Jets run D, guys, is tough. It's 8th. They rank 8th versus the run, 18.8 points. They rank number 1 in the red zone, so very hard to find a TD, and James Cook struggles in the red zone anyways. And they allow 96 yards to the position weekly. And new head coach, new stuff going on. That's why I still have James Cook as a start, even with, a tough matchup here. And he sees great receiving work, and the Jets give up a lot of receiving yards to the running back position as well. And it's got to be one of those games. This is going to be, Garrett Wilson's really going to struggle to pass. Both these pass defenses are amazing. Corners all over the place. Great secondaries. I think this is where the running backs are going to thrive in this game, and I have them both as smash starts this week. The Tennessee Titans, fresh off the bye, are hosting the Indianapolis Colts this week, and Trey Sermon might be the guy this week. Jonathan Taylor didn't practice again today. I had Trey Sermon as a smash start last week. He found the end zone even in an ugly performance. And in this game, I do not like him as a start this week versus Tennessee Titans, especially coming off that bye. Like I said, the Tennessee Titans defense is better than people think, man. They rank 12th versus the run. They rank 13th in the red zone, so top 13 in both positions there. And they only give up 70 yards per game to the running back position. And, of course, if Jonathan Taylor is out there, say he practices Friday or something, that's the big day to pay attention to every single week. He's a smash play no matter who he's going up against. But Trey Sermon in this situation, I do not like him versus Tennessee. Now, heading to the Tennessee Titans side, this is your pot of gold right here. The Indianapolis Colts defense cannot stop the run. They cannot stop the pass. They cannot stop the tight end. They cannot stop the quarterback. They're one of the worst in the league. Tony Pollard is in for an absolute smash game here. The Indianapolis Colts rank 24th, giving up 25 points per game to the running back position, but In the red zone, they rank second. So like I said, they stingy up in the red zone there, but they also give up 120 yards to the position a game. And Tyjae Spears may even be a nice flex play with all the injuries and buys going on this week as well. So if you need to throw Tyjae Spears in there, I'm not against that as a flex play this week, but I do love Tony Pollard. And again, if Jonathan Taylor is out there, he's always a must start, but I don't love Trey Sermon this week if Jonathan Taylor is not out there. All systems green in London at 6:30 in the morning. It is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Chicago Bears, but it's not really the Chicago Bears. They are playing in London. Now, what's crazy here is ETN practice limited today. He had picked up that shoulder stinger in the game, late in the game, and you saw Tank Bigsby ball out. And now there's even speculation of Tank Bigsby may get the starting job. I still think both running backs are about 10 points in this game, so they're both startable to me. And Tank Bigsby is averaging the number 1 yards per carry in the NFL at 8 yards a carry, which is absolutely nuts. But the Chicago Bears defense is lights out, but they're lights out versus the pass, not versus the run. Versus the run, they rank 23rd. They give up 24 points a game at the position. They are better in the red zone. They're number 11 in the red zone, and they give 103 yards to the position, just the running back position alone. So, I mean, this is a smash play for ETN and Bigsby in this game, and I love them both a ton. Now, heading to the Bears side here, like I said, it's all systems green here. DeAndre Swift is going to be on my smash play video on Friday. So I'm going to break down a ton of different, ways to look at it come Friday for that video. But when I'm looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, guys, they rank 32nd versus the pass, and they rank 29th versus the run, giving up 27.3 points rate of the position. 31st, almost dead last in the red zone, giving up 10.4. And this is just absolute smash DeAndre Swift. And if you need a flex play, Roschon Johnson has been the goal line back. He has 3 touchdowns in 2 games. I am not mad at a Roschon Johnson flex play if you have injuries or you have a couple bye week guys going on. He could fall into the end zone in this game because DeAndre Swift never gets the goal line work here. So Roschon Johnson, I'm okay with. Khalil Herbert, they should think about trading with all the injuries on the NFL. That's what I would do if I was Chicago Bears. So I like ETN, Bigsby, and Swift as smash starts and Roschon as flex play if needed. Another 50-plus point over-under game. Superstar electric quarterback game is here. The Baltimore Ravens will be hosting the Commanders. You're going to have quarterback 1 versus quarterback 2, Lamar Jackson versus Jaden Daniels. All systems is going to be firing here except the Commanders. I do not like B-Rob or Austin Eckler this week, and it really pains me because Brian Robinson was the guy I talked about all season long, how he's my favorite draft pick at value. He's going to be the steal of the draft, and he has been so far, but not in this game. Now you get the Baltimore Ravens, guys. These numbers are just ridiculous versus the run. They are absolutely insane. They allow 48 yards to the running back position weekly. That's number 1 in the NFL by 5 yards on average. So this is the best run defense in the NFL just based on yardage. On points, they're number 5 versus the running back. They allow 18 points to position. In the red zone, they rank 18th, so they get a little worse in the red zone. Possible touchdown upside. No, hopefully a PI happens at the 1 or something, and maybe Brian Robinson can punch one in. That's about the only look you're going to get for Brian Robinson this week, or is a possible goal line punch-in. That's the only thing I would like from him if I was giving advice on him to play him this week. The Baltimore Ravens run D is absolutely nuts. Now, heading over to King, number 1 running back, should have been the number 1 draft pick in fantasy football, Henry. This guy is out of his mind, 30 years old, doesn't matter. He's built different. He's going to absolutely smash no matter who he plays. And the Washington Commanders' run D is not good. They rank 19th. They give up 22.5 points. They rank 14th in the red zone, so a little bit of there. They give 120 yards of position weekly. Henry's going to smash them. And this is going to be a high-scoring affair game here. And this is why I have Justice Hill as a possible flex play, because in high-scoring games where, say, the Ravens aren't ahead the whole time, the Commanders are 4-1, man. They're no joke this year with JD5. So when they're not in a pound King Henry mode and they have to use the passing back scat out, like, say, the Bills game, right, where Justice Hill popped up, this is another game like that where you can see a little more Justice Hill usage, especially in the pass game. Should see a lot of him in a very high-scoring game. And an okay flex play if you need it. I don't love it, but it's an okay one. And I'm staying away from the Commanders versus the run. Last but not least, we got to talk about it, man. The freaking Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson, or whatever the hell I want to call him right now because he's playing so bad. I'm trying to be nice. You're going to have Jerome Ford out there who just hasn't been himself. The offensive line cannot create any holes. It's absolutely terrible. The passing game is not working at all. And Nick Chubb, the update is day-to-day right now. Stefanski said hopes up that he could play. We don't know. So, obviously, I'm not going to play Nick Chubb on his first game back after an ACL injury. They're probably going to work him in slow, probably ramp him up to like week 9 or 10 here. But I don't like any one of these running backs in this matchup. This is Philly's strength is the run game, guys. And they're coming fresh off a bye. So fully healthy, ready to rock here. Philadelphia's Eagles, they rank 11th versus the run, giving up 20.5 points. They rank number 6 in the red zone, so hard to find the red zone. And they give up 105 rush yards a game. But it's just so bad in Cleveland right now. I just can't do it with any of them, and you should have them both on your bench. But Nick Chubb, if out there on your waiver wire, smart time to pick him up right now if you're in like a non-competitive kind of league here. Now for the Philadelphia Eagles side, Saquon forever. The highest ranker of him in the world in fantasy football is right here because I knew my guy was going to be the top dog, and he's still a top 5 running back with a bye, guys. That's how good of a year he's having. Now you get the Cleveland Browns defense, and I had the Cleveland Browns defense at number 1 heading into the season. And now they rank 15th versus the run. They rank 29th in the red zone. So automatic upside touchdown in the red zone for Saquon Barkley is there. They cannot stop a running back in the red zone. They give up 95 yards on the season, but their offense can't move the ball. So their defense is still hanging on to top 15 numbers. They're still decent versus the pass as well. But they're out there grinding. Like if you watch any of my other videos, this defense is on the field so much because Deshaun Watson never gets any first downs. So they're just out there playing their ass off. They're still a very good defense, but now you're going up against a top offensive line. Now you're going to have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith back out there. Goddard going as well. Saquon off a bye. The guy's ready to rock and roll. This is going to be an ugly game for the Cleveland Browns, and I just can't do it with any of them. I'm going to put Saquon probably as my running back 1 or 2 this week in my rankings. That is it for episode 90, guys. Thanks for rocking with me today. That is probably the only content I'm going to get out today is my quarterbacks and running backs. It's been a busy day. Tomorrow, I will get my wide receiver and tight end stardoms out before the kickoff for the game, hopefully by like 10 a.m. West Coast time here. Before we head out, guys, make sure you smash that like, smash that subscription. All the support's greatly appreciated. I cannot thank you guys enough. If you guys cannot make any of my live shows, I will be live Thursday to Monday. So before the kickoff Thursday, we'll be talking. I have another show on Thursday. Then Friday, I have guests coming on. Saturday, I joined Big Draft Energy Show. So this was his information again from the beginning with all those tweets. Make sure you please take 1 second, go to Big Drive Energy YouTube, click that subscription button, even go to his Twitter, click the follow button. My man drops amazing information. He's a co-host on my show as well. And remember, if you can't make him in there, drop any questions you have in the comments. Does not have to pertain to this video. My goal is to try to answer every single question on there to help you guys win your weekly matchups and get you that ultimate goal of a championship, guys. And that's it for me today. I will be playing in this Fortnite tourney tonight here. If you guys play any Fortnite, come to the stream, say what's up. I even talk football while I'm playing some little Fortnite. So if you guys want to do that, and I'm out of retirement, I've been playing like a year and a half, so it's going to be fun. That's it for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man, or tomorrow with the videos. SleezBall out.